So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Martin French, and I'm a Senior Registration Officer with the Land Registry as part of the Isle of Man Government. Alongside me today is my colleague, Juan Bridson. Together, our aim is to give you an insight on how we've taken an Registry product, and in conjunction with our own team and MBS LISV Solutions, we've created a very useful system that simplifies the conveyancing process on the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man is a very small jurisdiction of 86,000 population. We're located in the middle of the Irish Sea between Ireland and England. As we're a very small jurisdiction, we're able to handle all land registration processes as one team, whereas in other jurisdictions, it's split up around the country. What this means for our customers is that once they go onto the Title Locator, they have that complete view of what the land that is being registered. Now, pre-COVID, before the pandemic struck, all of our systems were in-house and not available online. You had to come into our office in order to perform any type of searches on our public counter PCs. Because of this, it was very time-consuming for our staff to be present at the counters at all times in order to aid the legal profession and members of the public with their searches. This, in turn, meant it took time away from our actual casework to register the land. Now, the first step in the conveyancing process is to check if the land property is land registered. In the past, this would have been done by coming into the office and use our terminals, which make time consuming for the searcher. And they'd usually wait until they've built up enough searches before they make the journey into the office. Now, however, they can perform these searches in a matter of minutes. So the pandemic forced us, like many other organisations around the world, to adapt our working processes and services. The big win for us was together with Esri, MBS, and our own Isle of Man Government ManGIS and online services team to develop a new system called the Title Locator. This has now created less footfall, which was essential during and in the immediate aftermath of the pandemic. My colleague Juan will go into the technical side of collaboration shortly. We've currently registered 24,000 titles, which are all available and to purchase official copies of titles. Along with this, they're also able to purchase historical copies, editions, so that any prospective buyers or the legal profession can look at the history of the title within its lifetime since being registered with the Land Registry. We've also recently made certain documents available to purchase as part of the official title copy. What this does now means is it creates a bigger picture for the legal profession and the prospective buyers, whoever's buying the land property they're interested in. So the following demo video has been kindly done from Harvey Burgess from MBS, who's one of our partners. He's kindly created this demonstration video. In the video, Harvey will describe how to search on the Title Locator, which I will take you through now. As you can see, once you're in the Title Locator, you can search via address, postcode, or the title number from the search bar on the top left of the screen. You can also search by simply zooming into the area if you're not sure of the exact address. Once you start zooming in and close enough to the map, you'll start to see it populate to show if the land property is registered. So if it's registered, it will show delineated red or green on the map, or if there's any pending applications, it will show delineated blue. Once you've found the land property that you're searching for, you can left click within the agent and you'll then have the option to view, purchase the relevant documents. Once you've selected this option, you'll be taken to our online services portal with the search criteria and results already populated. The documents are then taken directly from our LISV repository, which is automatically updated every 15 minutes. From here, you can then purchase the documents. The documents are then kept as a downloadable record on your account for 30 days. Within this time, you have the opportunity to save and download the document and hold indefinitely. Now, the Title Locator is one of the most visited public maps that is available on the Isle of Man Government website. This is evidenced with approximately 5,000 visits per month. I will now hand you over to my colleague Juan, who will explain the technical side of things. Juan?
Thanks, Martin. Good morning. I'm Juan Bridson, and I've had the absolute pleasure of managing the ManGIS project since 2001. To provide a bit of background, ManGIS is a well-established government program which essentially provides a shared GIS platform for all government agencies, a single SQL database tier, a single ArcGIS Enterprise deployment and ArcGIS Online organization, alongside integrated LPG and street gazetteer management. We maintain an ArcGIS Enterprise license agreement, and are also responsible for the local deployment of IDOC's uniform and other GIS-related products. We work closely with Isleman Survey, the island's local equivalent of Ordnance Survey, in the management and publication of large-scale mapping, aerial photography, and other map layers of definable corporate value. The platform is designed explicitly to enable collaborative working across the board and development using agile methodologies of both department-specific and shared GIS applications. Participants include, amongst others, infrastructure, environment, most utilities, heritage, passenger transport, tourism, agriculture, marine management, education, emergency services, post office, and last but not least, land registry. Latterly, there's also a drive to work more closely with non-government bodies such as local telecoms and gas providers, with local parish authorities and the delegation of infrastructure responsibilities, and with third sector organisations like Manx Wildlife Trust, which is a local charity heavily involved in the management of the island's UNESCO biosphere status. We've started making use of ArcGIS collaborations to facilitate these efforts. This, if you like, provides a corporate context for the development of land registry applications in terms of consolidation, taking advantage of the shared investment, and an agile, template-driven GIS development process. There are many back-office GIS applications, but as far as the online presence is concerned, over the years we've developed a number of themed public web apps. Some are embedded in other government applications, but most are available as standalone solutions presented via a AGOL category instant app and embedded into the GovIM Maps page. In combination, these support around 1,500 visits a day. The different maps are all developed using the web app builder, and despite certain specific variations, they're all built to a similar reusable pattern, covering the use of local base maps, address and street locators, Manxified, for want of a better word, set of widgets and widely used feature layers, and a common method of integrating back-office data and securely publishing feature services via ArcServer to ArcGIS Online. The upshot of this is that when Land Registry asked us at the start of COVID lockdown, which coincidentally followed hot on the heels of the actual back-office system migration, whether we could quickly develop an online version of the office-based public terminals, we were able to say yes, of course, and it was rolled out to live less than 2 months later. The bodies involved in that development included Esri UK, who provided restricted public views of the back-office data, along with invaluable advice; Manx Business Solutions, a local Laserfiche supplier who provide document management, including online purchase for all the deeds and probate services; Government Online Services, who cover user authentication, payment engine, and back-office integration; and then ManGIS, who developed the Title Locator AGOL web app and the Land Registry extract and FTP processes. As well as the development of the application itself, we also needed to consider the data involved. Land Registry were keen to include as much as possible of the mapped information that was available at the public counter in the online app, and ultimately to move towards a comprehensive online conveyancing tool. Excuse me. Some of this was straightforward, as the information was already mapped and maintained by the relevant custodians. This included a range of current and historical background mapping, photography, registered trees. As part of the exercise, we also worked with Land Registry to scan, georeference, and create a new tiled base map of the 19th century Woods Atlas, and with the Department of Infrastructure to digitise the statutory public rights-of-way from their paper maps and for inclusion in the Title Locator. In the case of planning data, where there was already an online service available, we simply provided tailored hyperlinks from the Title Locator pop-ups to allow the public to hop between the two apps in order to quickly view and interrogate surrounding planning information. And now take a quick look at the solution design. The government operates a 3-tier security framework with an air gap between the internal network and the demilitarized zone. It's bridged by the online services platform. All online services and applications involving interaction with the back office need to operate within this framework. As far as Land Registry is concerned, in the back office we have the Land Registry apps and workflow developed on ArcGIS Enterprise by Esri UK, using a combination of Workflow Manager, Suite, and a custom code base. This runs alongside the Registry's Laserfiche document repository, developed by MBS, with updates between the two systems coordinated via API. On a daily basis, a Python script extracts Land Registry title, application, priority, and caution features from the back office database, and the resultant file geodatabase is zipped and shipped to the DMZ. From there, it's published as a secured map service using standalone ArcGIS server. The AGOL Title Locator web map then pulls together and publishes land registry feature layers from this map service alongside other shared government map data. There's also a neat tool developed by Esri UK, which manages the daily geodatabase updates, stopping and starting map services and handling rollbacks if necessary. Alongside this, the deeds document purchasing online service was extended to include land registry documents. This uses standard online services authentication, with users being implicitly enrolled the first time they buy a document so that the purchase can be recorded in the back office against their account. Existing online services functionality is used to take the payment, and the existing post-payment framework is used to mark the document as paid for in Laserfiche using an API provided by MBS. As you see, the Title Locator web app contains a comprehensive set of locators and pop-ups that enable the public to search, view, and interrogate the land registry and related data. If they then wish to obtain the associated documents, the users are directed by means of a parameterized URL with the application ID or title ID attached to it, which is then parsed by the online service to automatically retrieve the correct documents from Laserfiche, and the customer can then complete the service. The link to the Planning Online service is implemented in a similar fashion, with the URL decorated with map extent of the land title, and the Planning Online map is then loaded presumed to the area of interest. There are production and development versions of all these components to allow for ongoing development and coordinated release management. So the ManGIS development approach, which is particularly relevant for smaller organizations such as ourselves, with a diverse customer base and multiple applications, is to ensure as far as possible the solutions are componentized and designed as templates with a view to being incorporated in future potentially unrelated applications. If non-functional requirements span a number of different platforms, where possible we keep the interfaces loosely coupled using APIs, or as in this case, something as simple as a decorated URL. That way, applications are more easily managed, support boundaries are better defined, and recyclability is improved. And finally, keep it simple. Prioritize no or low-code solutions and use agile methodology to get workable apps into live as soon as possible, followed by iterative enhancement. The ArcGIS platform is generally very good at enabling us to do all of this. And whilst the approach does sometimes represent compromise in terms of user experience, having to flip between different apps, for example, the reduction in cost, risk, complexity, time, and the improved flexibility and supportability of the applications themselves more than compensate. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll hand you back to Martin, who'll take you through some of the business benefits that's been realized to date.
Thank you, Juan. So the business benefits that we find with the Title Locator are, it's delivered critical service throughout the pandemic. The service is available 24/7 and accessible worldwide. Brings greater accessibility and efficiency, not only for our external customers, but also for the land registry itself. As Juan said, it's updated daily to present an accurate representation of the current registered titles and pending applications. During the pandemic, the application was launched, which allowed us to continue to provide a full service throughout, even though all our offices were closed. The legal profession on the back of this have streamlined their searching processes during the conveyancing process. External customers can get a digital copy available to download, which means they can keep their record indefinitely, and also increased income through purchases on online services as there are no more documents available online. So a few stats. In April 2023, we had the following hits on our services. So there's 4,594 page views on the Title Locator. There were 16,034 page views on the Central Registry online services, of which 4,168 were on the Land Registry online service. And there was a total of 1,074 online applications for priority searches to date on registered land. So the future and potential of the Title Locator. So building on the existing government-wide ManGIS enterprise platform with the potential with ArcGIS to collaboratively integrate with more government departments, which will allow more access and information to become available on our Title Locator. The benefits this would bring to the legal profession and prospective buyers that they only have to visit one map where they have the potential to view multiple map layers alongside the land registry information. For example, utilities, public rights of way, adopted and unadopted roads, and also planning information. So thank you very much for listening to our presentation today. I hope that we've shown a good example of how multiple organisations have come together to create a product that we can be proud of. If you wish, you can search for the Isle of Man Title Locator yourself and have a play. Our contact details are on the next slide. Please feel free to contact us if you have any queries or observations. Thank you very much.